I shall entertain our dear viewers listening currently
That was
with an excerpt from a dear book of mine known as H.P. Lovecraft, The Complete Fiction.
I don't know why he bought that book.
Very good book. No one asked you. Page 2 of The Color Out of Space.
Okay.
When I went into the hills and vowed
not?
to survey for the new reservoir, they told me the place was evil. They told me distant Arkham. And because that is a very old town full of witch legends, I thought this evil must be something which Grandma...
Why is there a freaking medic? Oh, no.
...had whispered to children through the centuries. The name, Blasted Heath,
What the heck?
seemed to me very odd and theatrical. I wondered how it had come into the folklore of a Puritan people. Then I saw the dark westward tangle of gleams and slopes for myself, and ceased to wonder at anything besides its own
story time with
elder
Bossdogw.
mystery. Shut up. It was morning when I saw it, but shadow
How is this guy not take fire?
lurked always there. The trees grew too thickly, and their trunks too big for any healthy New England wood. There was too much silence in the dim alleyways between them, and the floor was too soft with the dank moss and mattings of infinite years of decay. In this open spaces, mostly along the line of the old road, there were little hillside farms. Sometimes was all the buildings standing, sometimes was only one or two, and sometimes was only a lone chimney or fast-filling cellar. Weeds and briars
actually just not playing.
reigned, and fruitive wild things rustled in the undergrowth. Upon everything was a haze of relentlessness and oppression, a touch of the unreal and the grotesque, as if some vital element of perspective or chiaroscuro were wary. I did not wonder that the foreigners would not stay, for this was no rain to sleep in. It was too much like a landscape of Salvatore Rosa, too much like some forbidden woodcut in a tale of terror. But even all this was not so bad as the Blasted Heath.
Sorry, that hit the enemy?
I knew it the moment I came upon it at the bottom of a spacious valley. First, of a spacious valley. For no other name could fit such a thing. Or any other thing fit such a name. It was as if the poet had coined the phrase after having seen this one particular region. It must, I thought, as I viewed it, be the outcome of a fire. But why had nothing ever grown over these 5 acres of gray desolation that sprawled upon to the sky like a great spot eaten by acid in the woods and fields? It lay largely to the north of the ancient road line, but encroached a little on the other side. I felt an odd reluctance about approaching, and did so at last only because my business took me through and past it. There was no vegetation of any kind on that broad expanse, but only a fine gray dust or ash, which wind never seemed to blow out. The trees near it were sickly and stunted, and many dead trunks stood or lay rotting at the rim.
You know I have to.
As I walked,
I have to like make content out of this, right? I have to like. There has to be gameplay.
Thirdly,
it has to be epic gameplay. Okay.
Shut up! I don't. You can have gameplay over me reading books.
Why would I want? Why? I don't know.
Keep it in, or I will dox you again. By I saw the tumble bricks and stones of an old chimney, and cellar on my right, and the yawning black maw of an abandoned well, whose
Sure,
stagnant
Tom.
vapors played strange tricks with the hues of the sunlight. Even the long, dark woodland climbs beyond seemed welcome in contrast, and I marveled no more at the frightened whispers of Arkham people. There had been no house or ruin near. Even old days, the place must have been lonely and remote. At twilight, dreading to repass the ominous spot, I walked circumstantially back to the town
You know, you really gotta play the game.
by the
honestly.
curving of the south. And that is all from the excerpt of Colorado State by the great author H.P. Lovecraft.